Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2023, the beautiful Omni Hotel in Richmond, Virginia. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
It's John Davies.
And name of the company?
Oh, so I'm from Arcticwolf.
Arcticwolf, one of the big sponsors here, by the way.
Absolutely, yes, we
and
are.
Thank you for that, by the way.
No problem. It's our pleasure.
Great company. I've interviewed you guys going back to Black Hat many years. I'm always amazed and intrigued by what you got on the drawing table and what's coming up. It's always a great company to talk to. Today's topic is risk transfer. MDR is just a starting point. What do you mean by that?
That's a good question. I think from our perspective, when we start to talk about security, a lot of people are starting to get into the managed detection and response space. Right. And I think a lot of people are under kind of the idea that that's the end-all be-all of it. And there's actually way more that goes into it. That's a piece of it, right? You'll hear people say that security operations, is a SOC. But a SOC is not security operations.
No,
so there's a lot of other things that go into that. There's risk mitigation and so forth. So
what are some of the problems security operations solves?
There's a lot of them, to be honest. There's, I think we have a lot of fatigue when it comes to tools. There's a lot of, there's the manpower shortage, right? And just the knowledge gap there. But I think a lot of it, too, is just organizations not quite sure where to go next and what to do next and how healthy they are right now.
So define residual risk for me, and how do we handle that?
Yeah, so residual risk from our perspective, when you start to look at risk in an environment, it's really the part that's left over after you start to put your security program together. So, you buy all these tools and you put all these policies in place, but you can never really get to 100%. So you kind of have that couple of percentages that are left over, right? So 2-3%, right? That's residual risk. And there's really kind of two pieces that are made up of that. So you're really looking to do like almost risk transfer at that point, right? So whether that's in some form of, maybe a warranty from some of your vendors, maybe that's cyber insurance, right? But that's generally the way that we look at
do we ever look at, do we point this lens internally to ourselves and classify our internal deficiency as residual risk? And I'm going to make that a physical security guard analogy, where I was always 3% short. It didn't matter what happened, I don't have the 3%. Nowadays, guard companies are 30% short of personnel. That's an internal risk that manifests itself to its clients.
Sure.
And it's not sustainable, obviously, right?
Obviously, yeah.
So, look at the cybersecurity personnel shortage. Are we being honest with ourselves and saying, I got all these bells and whistles, but if I don't have people to operate it, I haven't factored that in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think that's one of the places where we really shine is being able to provide talent to organizations who generally can't find them. I think it's a lot easier when you're in a major metropolitan area where you have people readily available that have the skill set that you need. But Fortune 500 companies have the same responsibilities and the same needs as a Fortune 5 company. So trying to find that talent, though, in those areas where those other companies are is really difficult.
So what is the Arcticwolf network effect? What does that mean?
The network effect, yeah. So we always like to say when we bring customers onto the platform that you become part of the pack, right? Part of the wolf pack.
I like it, yeah.
And the network effect is really, the way we've built our platform out is we have an ability to really share the learnings that we've gotten from some customers with everybody. Okay. So, company A has an issue that we help them work through. We can now share that knowledge with all the rest of our customer base, and that's really the network effect. It's something that you can't really get by doing it yourself because you don't have that large pool of customers.
So Arcticwolf in itself is its own network made up of many, many other networks. And I'm assuming you share that data confidentially, so people don't get worried about that.
Yeah, so the end customers actually never see it.
Exactly, right.
But internally, our teams can take knowledge they learn from one incident and apply that to other customers.
I've always thought this is a good concept. It's kind of like crowdsourcing in a way.
Absolutely.
Right? When are we going to let Arcticwolf, when is Arcticwolf and Company X going to get together and share between them? That would be the solution. I know it's against capitalism and everything like that, but if we want to solve it, we might need to do that one day.
No, it's a good idea. It's definitely something that we've talked about. I'm just going to ask you to put a pin in that for a little bit.
Okay.
So
all right.
You heard it here first, I guess.
Very good.
All right, thank you so much.
Good news, my friend. Make sure you check out their booth here at RVAsec. And, of course, on the Internet. Been around a long time. How long have you guys been in business?
About 10 years now.
10 years. That's Smithsonian time.
Oh, yeah.
In the cyber business.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. We're dinosaurs at this point.
Back in a minute, RVAsec 2023. All right.